people are very different. It's like a totally different society.
Drive, drive, drive!
Who are you? The Nugget! What do you want to be? Famous!
Thank you very much. When I grow up, I want to be a famous picture.
Michelle McKenzie, good morning from Las Vegas. How are you?
Good morning. How are you from Texas?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for talking to me about pig royalty on Discovery Plus. I mean, what a fascinating show. You know, Michelle, pig people, they have their own world. I had no idea about the competition and the rivalry that goes on. It's just a slice of America. I just love it.
Well, thank you.
So tell me about these competitions, Michelle. How long has your family been involved with pig royalty?
We've been involved with pig royalty for about 7 months, but we've actually been involved in showing pigs for about 15.
15. And McKenzie, I hear your sister
15
Michaela.
years.
I hear your sister Michaela, she got all the good pigs growing up.
She did. Michaela did get all the good pigs. Dad gave them to her. You know, he may not say that now, but, you know, he did. But, you know, we all got our little slice of the pie and had our good pigs here and there and won some and lost some.
Michelle, I watched the first episode and I just fell in love with Nugget. How's he doing?
Oh, Nugget's doing really well. He's doing really well. So, you know, he's a handful, but I mean, you know, we love him.
I love his line there. All he does is eat dinner and walk pigs. Is that all Nugget does?
Basically.
Pretty close.
And McKenzie, working with the pigs, especially that stick, these aren't pets, are they?
Well, they are your pets because, I mean, you're with them, you know, probably, I don't know, how many hours a day? Probably
A couple hours a day.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, they're like your own. They're like a baby, you know, so you got to take care of them just like they're your own. So, I mean, they do become your pets. I mean, there's times when I've had, you know, some pigs that I've just laid in the barn with and just, you know, cuddled and loved on because, I mean, you know, you grow to get attached to them. So they really are your pets, but, you know, they are a show pig. So they are, you know, there for a competition and to serve a purpose. But yes, they are very much so a pet.
And Michelle, the showmanship is what it's all about. To get that belt buckle or that banner, what do the judges look for in these competitions?
So what they want to look for is that the pig is sound. They want to be sure that, you know, the structure is correct. You've got to be sure you've got good genetics, you know, a lot of bone. The animal can walk, and then you also got to be able to present it. I mean, and that's where your showmanship is. If you can't present the animal and you have a good hog, I mean, it could be the difference of winning first or second. And so, you know, when my middle daughter won San Antonio, the breeding show, she had to be able to drive that hog for 45 minutes. And so you got to be sure that you built their endurance. So when it's showtime, they're ready to show.
And McKenzie, training the next generation of hog trainers, they really aren't dedicated, are they? They can't drive a hog at all.
It is different. You know, when we were, you know, in school, we were involved in, I think, every organization that there was, you know, to be a part of during school. So we were very busy, to say the least. So, you know, we dedicated a lot of our time, a lot of our late nights, you know, things like that to these animals. And, you know, these kids are just, you know, a little different now, you know, in school, being online and things like that, you know, so just a different generation, to say.
And finally, Michelle, you know, in Charlotte's Web, Zuckerman bathed Wilbur in buttermilk before the State Fair show. Is that a good tip?
That's a great tip.
Well, congratulations on the show. I loved it, and I wish you all the success with it. And when you're done with your competitions, you know, head out to Las Vegas. We'd love to have you.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll give you a call. Thank you.